Towns go. But man, that man Braun did.
It's 1745 to 1956.
Alan, did you watch this whole interview through?
I watched parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing through.
In the parts that you saw, how many times did he change his voice?
All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this. You hating on your own players already? Come on, man.
You give some of the best defenders, not shooting the three, with your back to the basket, drop step saying, you can't guard me, you can't guard me, you can't guard me. I don't give a damn about you being on the All-NBA defensive team. I don't care about you being the defensive player of the year. I've seen you do it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm watching you play the Mavericks a lot of times against smaller guys like, come on, Cat. Mm-hmm. Tell me what's going on. I'm sure the coaches are telling you that. I'm sure probably Ann has told you that. Probably some of your closest friends. Cat, bro, you need to get down on the box. Mm-hmm. What's going on in Cat's mind? Obviously, you got to process a lot, Cat. There's a lot going on because, you know, every game matters. There ain't no, we'll get him in 2 days.
Nah,
we'll
for sure. Absolutely.
We got to go. Absolutely. What's going on in Cat's head?
For me, just trying to execute. I know we put me in great spots. I got good looks. Just wasn't falling. Right. And I talked about it after one game, you know, how I knew the work I was putting in. So it's something when I go home, I'm disappointed. I want to win the game. But I understand, you know, I'm getting good looks and I just got to continue to shoot them. So, you know, for me, it's just taking what the defense was giving me. I was obviously getting some good looks at three, just wasn't making them. You know, obviously, we all could look back and say we would love me back in the post, more in the Dallas action. We call it free throw line action, getting the ball inside, taking.
Because you did that, and you got the ball, and you wasn't waiting. That game that y'all won, you wasn't waiting. You got the ball, bam! I said, okay, that's the Cat I know.
Yeah, jumping real high.
Yes.
You know, just I think we all could look back at it and wish we did little things differently sometimes too. But you know, we did what we thought was best in the moment. It didn't work out. And, you know, I feel bad because I told the guys, you know, and me and Ant have conversations all the time, even during the Olympics.
I mean, I told him, you know,
What a great non-answer. He
did not answer at all.
What a great non-answer. What a great non-answer. That was very political. He has a
shout out to Cat, big jersey.
Let me tell you something. That man said, why aren't you getting in the post? You know, man, there's always some little things we all wish we could do different. You know, I got some great. Nah, bro. You're big as hell. You're 7 feet tall. Tell me why you couldn't do something to the Mavs. They don't got anyone as big as you on that team, bro. Why do you? It's the same. You know, the thing is, it's the same problem Jason Tatum has. It's the same problem Jason Tatum has. If someone just reminded them, like just a little bit, hey man, you know, you can get to the hole, bro. You can just get there, and no one's gonna do anything to you. But they defer so much, and I understand because Cat's whole thing is I'm the greatest big man shooter of all time. But like Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, and you know what he does? Gets to the hole. So I don't understand this mentality. Specifically, the fact that you are a big guy, you have that in you. Like, it's not like this is an untapped skill that he has to go out and learn, right? It's not like when Giannis was trying to learn how to post up and how he was trying to learn to play. Cat already has the skill set. So it does not make sense to me. Now, being on the Knicks, it's not going to matter all that much because we're doing 5-out basketball. So it's not going to matter as much as people think it's going to matter.
No, it's going to matter.
It's going to matter, but not as much.
No, it's going to matter more than in. I say, are you done?
I'm done. I'm just saying. I completely agree with Shannon. The boy needs to get into the post and just really put pressure. Really put pressure. That's all.
So I think that in Minnesota he was enabled to do what he wanted to do, which is why they even brought in Rudy Gobert, who plays the exact same position as him, and it did not work the first year. And then the second year, it worked in the regular season, and then as the playoffs went along, they started to platoon them more because they realized, okay, if we try to win a chip, because we actually got a chance now, we can't do this, right? By then, it was too late, right? And then now he's over here. There is no Rudy Gobert standing in his way, so he will be going in the post more, right? First of all, Shannon Sharp is bow-legged while he's sitting down too.
Yo, can
That's
we talk
crazy.
about it? Can we
That
talk
is
about-
crazy. I
said
that's
too many wild
OD.
things. I said too many wild
That
things
is
to start this.
OD.
I was leaving it for one of y'all. Boy,
I did
he,
not
don't-
peep
he
that.
looked like the uncle at a cookout that was trying to stop his plate
Yes,
from falling.
yes, that's exactly who he was. Yes, yes,
You know what?
yes.
You know what?
I
Why
did
does he
not
look like
peep
that?
that. That
What?
is hilarious.
What did he look like? And he just, but the thing is that really got me tight. He looked comfortable sitting that way.
He's
Why
bow-legged.
do you sit? You know what I'm saying? Why are you sitting
Because
like
he
that on
walks
a
that
regular
way.
basis?
He
Yo,
walks
Paul,
that way.
you might want to check that chat, G.
Check the chat.
Check the chat, bro.
Hey,
It's already
hey,
crazy.
man.
With the IG chat.
Yeah.
can't check-
yeah,
I can't check
Pharaoh
it
said
out.
this is what
I
happens
can't
when
check
I'm
it
not
out.
around, huh?
Well, whatever, but anyway,
He said, ask Paul from Pharaoh. He asked you to address the fact that Cat is a goofy.
That's crazy.
bad man can't win. That's how I address
Oh.
it. So now, listen.
Oh,
Carl Anthony Towns, right? Because if AD said the same thing, he wouldn't say he's a goofy. He would say
that's
he's
a
what
fact.
he's supposed to
That's
do.
a fact. But he's
You
gonna
gotta
tell you
call-
that. He's gonna tell you 80 would never say that.
When the Knicks play the Lakers, I want. Ooh. When the Knicks play the Lakers, all right. So look, because Carl Anthony Towns is talented. Don't get him messed up. Anyway, I don't like seeing Carl Anthony Towns and Chuck Taylors. You're too big for that. There's no there's no support on your feet.
Okay, fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, you could get injured just walking down the block. But either way, like he's gonna be mixing it up on the Knicks. You gotta understand, he plays like Carl Anthony Towns at his best plays like Julius. That's what people don't understand.
Mhm. I was
Carl
thinking the
Anthony
same
Towns,
thing.
Carl Anthony Towns at his best is a 6'10 Julius Randle.
I'm so glad you
He's
said
7
that,
feet tall.
actually.
What you talking about?
Or 7 feet. He might be 7 feet, right? So do that, right? What was Julius doing on this team? He was getting in the post sometimes. He was taking fadeaways sometimes. Although I don't want Carl Anthony Towns to take as many fadeaways as Julius did, but he was taking fadeaways and he was shooting threes. Some years he shot more threes than others, but every year he was shooting threes on the Knicks, particularly from 2020 on, right?
Yeah.
Carl Anthony Towns could do all of that, and he just plays better in the playoffs. This is the reason why I'm saying if Julius showed up in the play, he's not here anymore. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this, right? All I'm gonna say is this: I'm not worried about Carl Anthony Towns. You think Tom Thibodeau's gonna let that man just shoot threes all game?
Exactly.
No, I'm not worried about
This
that.
ain't
I'm not
Minnesota.
worried about that. It's
This
not
is
Minnesota. Not Minnesota, man. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about him.
I'm actually really glad you brought that point, Paul, because I thought the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, as I was thinking about it, all Cat is Julius Randle with an added element. Like of the three just adds an element. But like the reason I this clip was interesting to me and I brought it up is because like that can't be the only element you bring. That has to just be like your added element.
Of
And that's the thing. That's the only thing that worries me about him. He kind of like falls in love with the three. And like I get it. Paul, sorry, not Paul. Cat is a sniper out there, but he falls in love with the three, which is why they brought in, just like Paul said, Gobert in the first place. But
Yeah.
But Cat has a well-rounded skill set. Like he is nice at a lot of different things. Like that's why all the players who played with him say, like, oh, who was it? I think it was Jeff T once said that like Cat was like Wemby before Wemby when Jeff T played in like Minnesota. Because like, and I've seen it, and just watching the tapes and even seeing a couple highlights from preseason, Cat could be at the top of the paint and drive through. And that's like a skill I haven't seen him do that much before. But I think it's important for him to like throw out his multiple skills because it brings so many dimensions to this Knicks team. That's a great roster around him. It was like the perfect team for him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man.
That's the
It's a
thing.
perfect team for him.
Would have been better with Dante, but keep going.
I think he has to post up more because not necessarily it's like post up score, but I think an under like rated thing with Cat is his passing in the post. And I know what's his name, Hartenstein did that a lot for y'all last year. It wasn't really so much in the post, but he passed at the certain spot last year. But Cat can really pass at the post. Yeah, Cat can really pass in the post. So I think him posting up more could do that while the lane is so open, and like someone like Hart could like cut or even be in a dunker spot. It could open up the Knicks offense so much more. And like but I think he just has to have that mindset to like go down there and do that, just not fall in love with the three, because the Knicks are going to have a 5-out offense a lot of the time. And I know, like I said, he falls in love with it. But you brought up a good point. I think Tibbs is not going to let him do that all game long.
Nah, not at
I
all.
think
It's
Tibbs,
Tom Thibodeau,
Tibbs is gonna, Tom Thibodeau is going to get him like doing it, and like, but yeah, like we've seen Cat post up, just like you said, Andre. It's just a matter of him like getting that mindset down there and doing it. But I think the team around him is going to empower him to do that. Whereas Minnesota maybe did not do that. It didn't seem like they really empowered him to post up. They even went out their way to get like Gobert. Like that's a good point, Paul. They got Gobert and they kind of like let him do what he wanted. They empower him to like post up. That's a really good point.
And I said that on this podcast already. Is that I think Cat wanted to be a power forward that like that just shot the ball all game. And I think Minnesota not being used to having superstars over there. They had Cat, they had Kevin Love, who was a low-key superstar, right? But then I think they just kind of
not low key at all. Hold on, watch your mouth.
No, he was low. It was low key. I'm talking about brand, not okay. Talent, not he was the best power forward, right? But I'm just saying they just sold out to Cat. Basically, like they gave up. They said, all right, you want to shoot threes? All right, you know what? We'll even bring in Rudy Gobert. How about that? So now you can't even go down there. You know what I mean? So it's like they enabled him, and we're not gonna do that. This is what the Knicks do. We empower our players to reach their maximum potential. We bring the best out of them defensively.
Has the Knicks always done that?
No. But we're not looking back.
Now.
What come on? Let's say we're not looking back.
We're
looking forward. Come on. We're not looking back. Come on.
So the Knicks is down with Kamala now. That's
James Dolan isn't, but that's a different story.
I didn't say all that.
James Dolan isn't.
I didn't say all of that.
Someone said in the comments, let's ask RJ how empowered he was.
Who?
RJ Barrett. Come on now.
That's a fact.
Listen, I mean, when Julius wasn't there, he was empowered. When Julius wasn't playing well or at all, RJ looked good.
And we also got a comment from Pharaoh that says, let's ask Jimmy Butler about Cat. I don't want to ask him.
Who cares? Let's ask Pat Riley about Jimmy Butler.
That's a fact. Let me tell you something. Let's ask Pat, because Pat Riley's about to send him back. Actually, Paul, he might come to us. He might come to us next year.
Who?
Jimmy.
No.
He might.
Andre, you be wearing